All right, here we go. Let's check on our picture here. All right, I think we're doing all right. How are we doing today? All right, how are we doing on our audio levels, gentlemen? Hey, Phil, how you guys doing? Yeah, we got some dishes already. Been a little sick lately. How's the background music going? Let's bump that up another notch. Stand by with me while we get this situated, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. There we go. Is that too loud? How are we liking it? I'm thinking I'm liking that. Cool. Calming, nice and mellow. Great. Let's get started. I know I just said I'm sick, but gentlemen, tradition's tradition. And what's a live stream for washing dishes without a little bit of energy? Yeah, Matthew Cronin. Man, everybody is sick right now. Yes, definitely. I've been saying it for a few days. I probably got it from one of you guys. Somebody got me sick through the computer. Let's get that hot water going. Clear out some of the stuff from the dishwasher so I can get my drying rack going. Oh, that's nasty. All right. Refill our water here and we'll get started. All right. Time to rock and roll. Damn viruses, yeah. You got that right. That just seems like a really bad flu going through here. I don't know about anything else. But it's definitely a doozy this time. Get some of this foam out of here. Make room for some actual soap. Hey, Zum, if you're watching, I love your stuff. Send me some. Great local company. We've been using their stuff for, about a decade. It's exclusively what we use for all of our cleaning and our laundry and everything. Okay, get some of this stuff out of the way. Oh, that's gonna fall. That's not good. Let's turn my earpiece down. Make sure we can hear it in the background. There we are. Grab some of the plastic out of the way. Dump it off somewhere else. Alright. Let's get these plates started. So, how was everybody's weekend? You guys doing anything fun for the beginning of your week? Right now, it's kind of fun for me. Spent the morning editing. Well, half the night, to be honest. Didn't really sleep all that well. And now I'm actually able to do dishes, so I call that a win. I'm actually feeling well enough to actually do something. Too much work this weekend? Yeah, Phil, I've been there before. Not really. Weekend was kind of a bust. Man, Battle, what happened? Let's see, Phil. 2 furnaces and a water heater. Good lord. That sure does sound like a whole lot of work. We had our furnace shut off unexpectedly earlier. I went and flipped the on-off switch and it started back up, so I haven't looked at it again. Happens a couple times every year around this time. So it just needs a good old restart and it gets going. See, someone's scheduled to see you buy a puppy canceled last second. Man, isn't that the worst? I'll tell you what though, in our puppy buying escapades from Craigslist, there's one that really stands out. Now I think it might have just been a scam. There's somebody selling some kind of puppy. I can't remember what it was. It's an unusual breed, great discount. And at the last minute, well, they gave us the wrong address, first of all. And it turns out that that address didn't exist. We spent probably a couple hours driving around trying to find this place. And they were just not talking to us. And then we get a text from the lady later on saying that she decided not to get rid of the puppy after all. And so it was just very bizarre. But it sounds to me like a scam that maybe somebody else just got to first. Something like that. I don't know. But since then we have kind of swore off Craigslist puppies. Let's see, I think I need to get down in here and get this draining. Long. Animals were sick Thursday, Friday. Wife has been sick all weekend. Spent it doing house chores. Man, Matthew, that's rough. Let's see. Gotta make sure to check those filters on the furnace. When mine gets clogged, the blower overheats and trips the limit switch. Have to disassemble the whole half the furnace to reset. Good lord. That's rough. Yeah, we've got washable filters. So I'm supposed to be washing them once a month. But even if I let it go longer than that, it still performs okay. Oh, look at that. Somebody left me a tuna can down in the sink. Anyway. Yeah, I've got the filter pulled out of the furnace upstairs, set aside to wash later on today. And then I've got to move a mountain of boxes out from in front of our lower utility cabinet here. That filter hasn't been changed in longer than I'd like to admit. So I have to make time for that today. Get that pulled out, get it washed. And then they can dry overnight. And then get put back in there. Out of the way here. But yeah, I'm finally back on the editing and uploading train, producing a few more shorts, getting some content out there for the algorithm. I'm enjoying the chill P background. I'm not sure what that says. That darn heart's right in the well. Chill piano background. Yeah. I found some royalty-free info out there, music out there, and you know what? That reminds me. Got to give credit where credit is due. I totally forgot to add that to the stream description. So I'm going to go ahead and edit that right now because I do not want to use their stuff without giving them proper credit. I mean, that just wouldn't be right. So let's go over here. Let's see, open this up. Description. copy. Let's see, can I go in here and edit this live? No. Bear with me, gentlemen. This is not something I've had to do before. Live. Okay, I'm gonna have to take you guys off the dock here. I think I'm gonna have to try and do this here. Flash read microphone. No, I cannot do that. Start a poll. Okay, well, I'm just gonna have to do it later. Let's get you guys set up. But yeah, this is kind of next step here for me. Let's get you guys reoriented. There we go. And I'm enjoying it. Now when I have to step away to take care of dad duties, you guys have something to listen to. Alright, let's get some of this stuff out of here. Rinse off some of this grease. Your recent shorts have been great. Thank you, Matthew. I really appreciate that. I probably said this before, but I'll say it again. I dabbled around a little bit in participating with some content creation about 10, 12 years ago. I had a blast doing it and kind of just let that fade away, you know, following life and its own trajectory, and was kind of persuaded / nudged in the direction of doing it again, and I found it to be quite the respite when I have these mundane things to do. That's a chunk of fat kid threw out. I can go to the compost. Let's get some more stuff out of here. Let's see. But yeah, it's really been quite the game changer for me. Having you guys to hang out with when I just have to sit there and trudge through dishes. And believe it or not, before you guys came along, I still had to do the dishes, and I was doing them the exact same way. Let's see, get the rest of the stuff out of here. Ain't peer pressure great? Exactly, Phil. Well, I mean, peer pressure, yes and no. I mean, it's not really like I feel pressured by you guys to get my dishes done, but it makes it less of a daunting activity to do when I have some of you guys to hang out with. So, it's nice. I'm definitely appreciating it. And I'm less cranky about having to do the dishes quite so often. Get the silverware out of here so it doesn't find its way into the garbage disposal. Lord knows I've done that a few times. Let's see here. Battle should see a bit of an increase in watchership. Drop the link for the stream in the Fizz. Thanks, Battle. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, the last one we did, it actually turned out to be fairly popular. I was a little bit surprised. We had anywhere from, 6, 7, 12, 15 people on last go around, and that was quite interesting. Had a few people show up from different parts in the world, and it was it's interesting chatting. So we'll see what happens this go around. Let's see, we are almost done here with getting the silverware out of here. Straws and tongs and chopsticks galore. Or should I say, oh my. Great movie. Let's see. Oh, you know what? We got a pair of scissors back here and a spoon. I have not seen the bottom of the sink in about a week. Whenever the last stream was, I've just been down and out this entire time. Oh, look at that. Shot glass all the way down there in the bottom. That would not have been good. Last thing I want to do is reach down in there and get my finger shredded by a piece of broken glass. Alright. Let's get this hot water rolling again. And let's get this dishwasher filled up. So, Battle, you still got all those puppies there with you? Or have you had any luck finding some quote-unquote forever homes for them? I found that was one of the most difficult things that I had when we did have puppies, is finding a home for them through Craigslist and working our way around the PETA-like community on Craigslist. You had to do it with certain special wording, and even when you got all the wording by the terms of service, we had still people just reporting our posts all the time. And when a post gets reported like that, it's automatically taken down. So we had to repost and repost and repost. Eventually, we were able to find new homes for all the dogs, but I haven't relished the idea of doing that since. Hey Wes, how you doing? Hello everyone. Nice to see you, Wes. See you, Battle. Yeah, all 8 are still here. It's overwhelming. I can imagine. I think the most dogs that we ever had at one time was 6. And that was very overwhelming. Various ages, but it was still just a lot. We kind of went through a phase where more dogs was more better. And, well, once we figured out that it was not, we have not gone that route again. But then we went that route with chickens and ducks and geese and turkeys and rabbits and all sorts of other things. You know, I think we would have learned our lesson with the dogs, but no, we did not. Speaking of dogs, I got one over here staring at me. He hears the water. I call him a manatee because he loves to eat grass and drink water. He's our Acharka. So he's a big boy, and when he wants something, he makes it known. But he's mellowed out in his older years. Chevy, are you puking? You better not, dog. All right, gentlemen, I need to go see what he's doing over there. You puking, puppy? No, you're not. Okay. All is well. Okay. Oh, another spoon. Let's see. That's in addition to have the 2 adult senior English Mastiffs we already have. Yeah, those are already a handful, I'm sure. I mean, 1 huge dog is enough. We had 2 really big dogs at the same time, but luckily one was an inside dog and the other one was an outside. We had an Anatolian Shepherd at the same time, and when we got our Caucasian Acharka, and they did not get along. They were both top dogs, and you know there can only be one. And we tried to let them establish their own place within the pack, and it just didn't go well, so we just had to keep them completely separated at all times. And then eventually our Anatolian, sadly, he passed. Snake bite. And yeah, he's been missed. Definitely missed. He's a sweet boy. He tried to mama hen all of the critters out there. Like if there was ever a chicken that got stuck in a stock tank, he would go and lift it out and very gingerly and just let it go. He'd try to play around with like kittens and stuff like that whenever we had some barn cats around. And he even wanted to mama hen to the point to when we had some turkeys delivered, he went and opened the box and tried to bring them one at a time to the door. Not all the turkeys survived that, but most of them did. Let's see, we have 2 extremely high-strung dogs and no cows. So we're constantly having to keep them busy. Yeah, Wes, I definitely understand that. Livestock dogs need their livestock. It's like a chicken with no bugs to eat. It just kind of goes crazy. You gotta have the charges there for the livestock dogs to keep charge of. It's just in their genetics to such a deep degree. You just cannot separate the two for long and have it turn out very well. Good Lord, that's nasty. It's cleaned off. I'm out of here. So Wes, how do you manage to keep them busy if they don't have any livestock to look after? Is there lots of toys or training or long walks on the beach? What you got going there? I found that when we have our Dobermans, the best thing for them was training, just constant training. Always trying to teach them new things. And they did great until they realized that they were turning into adult boy dogs, and they did not get along anymore. And that's the thing that about Dobermans specifically is unaltered males, especially from the same litter, don't get along. You always have one that will continually try to exude his dominance over the others. And at that point, we just had to rehome him. But, we found a local firefighter that his wife was in need of a running companion out on their little barndominium homestead. And with the level of training that he had, it just suited them perfectly. See lots of walks, throwing the ball around. Like you said, a lot of training. Yeah, exactly. Pretty typical, yeah, my brain's still not functioning. But yeah, pretty typical, stimulation routine for most dogs there. These little plates all in there. This dishwasher, it seems to hold one row of big plates and one row of little plates perfectly. Every time I try to fit 2 rows of big plates in there, it just does not go over well. I can kind of do it, but I have to jam them in there. And it's just easier just to do it this way and just do 2 different rounds. Let's see. Yeah, these ones are outside for the cats to clean, so they got a bit of muck on them. There we go. We're almost to the point of being able to clean the sink for the first time. And then we will get her reloaded and start another batch. Oh man, that is just about perfect. That fit every last row of the small plates, and I got a couple slots left for some big plates that were a few bowls to go in them maybe. But I'm gonna get this sink taken care of first. I don't know if I showed you guys this before or not, but this food mill is incredible. I use it all the time. It actually belonged to my grandparents, and I find that it excels in those little things that are a pain to do otherwise. Like grating Parmesan cheese, I can grate the rind and everything with this. And then we just buy it by the block at Costco. And it just does phenomenally. I've tried to do it with the more traditional cheese graters, and it just kills me. I've actually grated my fingers a couple times doing that. But this, it takes a few minutes. I get the whole thing done, and then we have grated Parmesan and Romano just in a Pyrex, just in the fridge for a few weeks. It makes things so much easier. There's that. Alright. See, do I have more plates? I've got more plates, so I'm going to set these bowls to the side. And then for round 2. I'm going to bring these plates over. Get those done. And then we will clean the sink. I'm going to say there should be room for all of these down in there. I'm getting reminded by my oldest right now that I need to clean the stove too, and he is absolutely right. Nothing gets by these kids. Alright, there we go. I don't know if I'll have the wherewithal to get the entire kitchen clean today, like we normally do, but I will try. See how much we can get done. I'm gonna have to keep a little bit in the tank because there's still a whole half a day of stuff that needs to get done, and I did not get enough sleep last night. So we'll just have to get done what we can and save the rest for part 2. Alright, I think that is the last plate. Let me double check. Let's see. The older they get, the more mellow. But our 2-year-old, oh my word, he goes crazy if not kept busy. Yeah, I mean, that's just how they are, especially those breeds. They are very intense. They do mellow a little bit with some age, but not a ton. Alright, let's go ahead and we're just going to grind all this stuff up today. I'm not going to try and pull it out. Stand by. Alright, make sure none of this glass falls in the sink. Alright, spray all these sides down. There we go. That's already much better. That grease out of there. I really try to keep as much of it from going into the sink as I can, but I can't keep it all out. I mean, you guys have seen the way I cook. We like our greasy meats. Alright, get this mat cleaned off. We'll just let this hot water run a little bit. We'll rinse all that stuff down. Probably turn off the disposal now. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we'll just let that run. In the meantime, I'm going to get this dishwasher started so it can start working while I start on silverware. Okay, there we go. And off it goes. Okay. Let's get our bowl of silverware in here. Get that soaking some. And and we can get that dumped out and started. And look at that. Got a little ladybug over there surfing the clean dishes. And let it go on and live to fight another day. Oh man, we got Margaret in the house. Hey Margaret, how are you? Let's see. What is your favorite grease-eating pour-in to take care of your pipes? I don't. I'm not a fan of all that stuff. I try to wash it down with as much hot water as I can. And if my pipes start slowing up some, I've got a jetter for my pressure washer, and I just run that up, and it's a straight shot from the kitchen to the sewer stack, and it does wonderfully. I've only had to do that one time in the 10 years that we've been here, and it was not grease that it pulled out. It was actually eggshells and nettle leaf. And then after that, I stopped putting that down there, and I haven't had a problem since. But if we do end up looking to move here, then I'm going to make sure to do that one more time before we put the house on the market. See what lye works wonders. Yeah, I'll have to keep that in mind. I actually made some lye. Had it around for a while, but I didn't do anything with it. I think I dumped it out. Just kind of an experiment, just to see if I could make it. And let me tell you, I made it all right. I was stirring it with a wooden spatula, and the spatula started disintegrating. So it's definitely there. It's not hard to make it. Actually, you just take your wood ash, your hardwood wood ash, and you just soak it in some water, and it'll leach the lye out of the wood ash. It's actually pretty cool. And you just concentrate it down until you get to whatever concentration you'd like, and there you go. There's your lye. Let's see, where does one get this attachment for pressure washer? Matthew, I got it off of Amazon. You can just look up, like a jetter attachment, and there's plenty of options out there. I just found one that had the attachments that I was looking for, and it works great. You just have to have access to your drain stack, or a clean out near your kitchen. Just be careful you don't send it up a floor drain or something like that, because you will spray water all over the inside of your house. I did not do that, but I was definitely cognizant of it, and it worked out well for me. I actually used it in not a professional capacity, but when I was doing landscaping, I would use it to jet out drainage lines. Landscape drainage lines, and you would not believe the amount of muck that accumulates in there, and people just don't even think about it. I mean, even one that's just attached to your roof. I mean, the amount of roof gravel that those pipes will hold on to is just incredible. Alright, we use lye in our soap. Anyways, we have plenty on hand. Yeah, cool. Good to know. I might pick up one of those jetter attachments. Yeah, Margaret, it's a must-have, especially if you already have a pressure washer. I mean, it gives you so much capability just to keep things flowing. I mean, it's not a replacement for a full-on professional plumber, but it'll help you out of a pinch or two. Here we have quite a bit of drainage out in the yard, and I run it through those drain lines once a year or so, and it keeps those running free and clear, because if they're not, we will end up with about a foot of water in our garage come springtime. So it's actually about time for me to do it again, so maybe you guys will get a first-hand view of that. But yeah, there's a little bit of a learning curve that goes along with it. It's not too difficult. You binge watch, some plumbing channels. You'll get the idea of how to use it. You just want to go out with the expectation that you're going to end up soaked and probably filthy. And if you expect that, you won't be disappointed. I guarantee you. First, dozen or so times that I used it, I was absolutely soaked head to toe. And it was not pleasant at all on the nose. But it's always pulled through for me. I was actually able to recoup my investment on it in a matter of only a couple weeks. It's just a handy thing. Well, I wasn't jetting out sewer lines. It was drainage lines, outdoor drainage lines. But it still stank. I mean, people let those get just clogged up, or they'll just forget where they have them entirely because they don't maintain them. The grass will just grow up over it, and then it stops flowing, and then it just builds up with all sorts of bacteria and whatnot. And it's pretty nasty. See, I took care of a 10-year-old kiddo in the hospital who drank lye Drano by accident and dissolved his esophagus. Tragic. Got to keep that stuff out of reach. Yeah, we don't even buy it. I might have half a bottle of Drano out in the garage, but that's 10 years old, and there's a reason that half of it's out there still. It's because the first half didn't work, and so I didn't bother using the other half. And when I go through and clean out the garage, it'll likely just go to either a free pile or go to the county hazardous waste collection center, along with a whole bunch of other stuff that I need to get rid of, and it will just be gone. And since then I've kind of realized that stuff really is just not good for the environment in general, and so I've just stayed away from it. And, I understand there's a time and place for things like that, but I found the more ingenuity you have, the more you can kind of work around some of those products. And you might need to get a little messy to do it, but it is entirely doable. Oh man, I am seeing some sets of silverware that I have not seen in quite a while, and that just tells me that I am really behind on doing dishes. So yeah, if any of you guys have kids that wants to be a dishwasher, just have them tune in, and they will figure out a very streamlined approach that took me several years to hone in on how to process a large amount of dishes very quickly. I found that the key really is categorization, and then you just have to bust through it. And, doing dishes this way, it actually uses a lot less water than you would think. The water bill has been going down the more I do dishes like this, the more I kind of batch them. It's really reduced the water bill, which, living ain't cheap, so you gotta take it everywhere you can get it. Alright. Speaking of which, it is getting mighty hot in here. I am going to go and lose a layer real quick, so y'all stand by. Wes, Evan, do you have a large family? Well, right now it's 4 of us. We just eat a lot of food. A lot of food. And I'm still working on figuring out how to reduce the amount of dishes that we go through in a single meal. And yeah, it's something I'm working on. So that's for another day. All right, there we go. Oh, that's so much cooler. Got some water. There we go. Lost the beanie and the sweater. So much better now. All right. Let's see. But yeah, so I just tried to tackle the load as I can. And you know, you'd be surprised. I make a lot of meals that are 1 or 2 pot or pan meals, and people get served with a bowl and a spoon, and it just piles up. So you'd be right back. Gotta boil some water for my noodles. All right, Phil, sounds great. Nothing like some noodles for lunch. Speaking of noodles, something I learned recently is that in certain parts of Southeast Asia, instead of inviting somebody in for a cup of coffee, you invite them in for some noodles. It means the same thing over there. I just thought that was funny. Yeah, I mean, you know, ramen happens eventually, but that's generally after some chill time, I guess you could say. Alright, there we go. We are almost done with this batch of silverware, and then we'll get into something else here. I try to save the chopsticks for last. That way I can just wash them and then directly rinse them. Because having to pick them all up again and not have them just fall all over the place is quite a challenge. Hey Roger, you're washing things, exactly. Or as the kids say these days, adulting. And the peanut gallery back there is saying, oh, I don't say that. And that's the joys of being disconnected from pop culture, child. Be grateful. So how are we doing, Roger? Your Monday going all right? Where you from? What you up to? Working hard, hardly working, something in between? I do the same at home, yeah. Alright, let's get these chopsticks taken care of. Get these all pulled up out of the crevices. Alright. Shillong. Oh, where's that? Never heard of it. I don't think so. Oh, India. No, I've never been. But I am definitely interested in visiting one day. Huge fan of the culture, food. Definitely seem like a very interesting people. Very rich history. You know, as much as a foreigner would know about. My wife and I are a huge fan of Bollywood. There's a point where we watch more Bollywood than anything else. Come once? Yeah, I'll definitely have to. Yeah, when we get a chance to travel the world, India is definitely at the top of our list of places to go. Hey Cliff, how you doing? Nice to see you. Alright, stand by y'all. Enjoy the background music. All right, and we're back. I am in, let's see, where are we here? Get my brain working for a second. We're in western Missouri, here in the old US of A. Let's see, get this all cleaned out here. Got a little bit of grease still in there. I actually used this to scoop some tallow out. This ice cream scoop. Not meant for it, but it works great. Got a whole pot of it over here that needs to be jarred. Alright. Battle chemist. Let's see. On that note about Eastern Asian countries dividing into noodles being the same as a cup of coffee, that makes the popularity of noodle restaurants with the Asian teens make more sense. Yeah, that's about right. Here it is 12:45 a.m. Yeah, I would imagine that's about right. It sounds like a bit of a night owl over there. What are you doing up so late? Let's see. About to go to bed. Yeah, definitely an advisable thing. Sleep did not come visit me well last night, so I'm just trying to do what I can with the energy that I have. And when that energy is gone, I'm going to go sit on my bum and watch TV. Maybe do a little bit more editing. See if I can be a little bit more productive with the rest of the day. All right. Good night. All right. There we go. Get all these rinsed out here real well. See if this will fit over here in the drying rack. Maybe, maybe not. All right, success. All right, let's get these bowls out of here, and then I will start on a few other things. All right, there we go. That dry it off some, put away. Armand, hi. A big fan. Well, I'm grateful for it. I'm just trying to do a thing. Trying to make my mark on the world. Not really. Just trying to have some fun. And I'm very grateful that I've had such a warm response. All right, let's see. We've got a straw here. Do I have any other straws? Yes, I have another straw there. All right, let's grab the cooking utensils and get those started. On a Sunday, so I also clean. Yeah, it's Monday here. And so I generally find that I actually do most of my cleaning at the beginning of the week. Saturday and Sundays, I try to just take a break from it. Just keep it confined to the weekdays. So it gives me a bit of a break come the weekend, which has been very welcome. If you guys have never tried a big old ladle like this, it's so satisfying. That's not really the greatest quality one out there. And it's just a 3-pack off of Amazon. But they are handy, let me tell you what. And have you guys ever seen one of these right here? You guys know what it's for? This is actually a chocolate chipper. Another one of the finds I got from my grandparents. It lets you take chocolate bars and chunk them up into chips without making a huge mess. It works incredibly well for what it is. But you do not want to get on the business end of that. I mean, look at that. It is nasty, but it is wonderful when you need it. Let's just jam that down in there. Okay. Let's see, what country are you from? I'm from the United Kingdom. Well, Armand, I am in the U.S., actually in western Missouri for the time being. But, I mean, you go back a few generations, and my family is from the UK as well, the Isle of Man specifically. A few other areas, but about as much as I can remember. My parents were really into family history and genealogy when I was a kid, but that's not really something that interests me very much. Oh, since chocolate used to only come in bars and chips were developed to sell along with the cookie recipes companies pushed. Yeah, Battle. That is definitely, it makes sense, you know, the origins of it. It's just not a tool that you see very often anymore. So I'm grateful to have it, especially when you go to like Trader Joe's or something like that, and they have those big old chocolate bars. And it's nice just to be able to chunk them up and use them, even if it's just to get it to melt more evenly than putting a massive chunk in there. It definitely has a use in my kitchen. Anything from making my hot chocolate to just chunking up some chocolate bars into little snacks for the wife. It's just tons and tons of uses. I actually used it the other day to shred some brisket. And while the fork's bent, that thing did not. It was great. Let's see. We have some deleted messages. What am I cooking tonight? Well, Armand, I don't know what I'm cooking. Even if I was to be cooking 5 minutes from now, I wouldn't really know what it is until I look through the fridge. But for breakfast, we had, let's see, juke. It's kind of like a rice porridge. It was beef and mushroom. Let's see, Kanab Gamer. Fuck. Wow, you're so literate. Let's see, your face is like a shit. Again, so literate. Let's see, I'm gonna hide user on channel. There we go. First person I've had to ban. Nice. It's like an achievement, actually having to ban somebody on my stream. Let's see, I have one plate, mug, and bowl for each family member. And if it's dirty, you wash it. Cuts down on dishwashing. Yeah, Margaret. When my kids get a little bit older, and I get tired of live streaming dishes, then we'll probably get into that. They're okay about washing their stuff after they use it, if I remind them to. But they're not always on top of it, and they don't always do the best, so I have to do a lot of double checking. And lately I've been getting them working on household chores, and I've taken over dishes again. And so I figure that's a fair trade-off. They do a lot of the vacuuming, cleaning the bathrooms, and I get to hang out with you guys. So I'll call it a win-win. Let's see. That'll it? Yeah. Stop spamming the chat with the same question. Yeah, it's not so bad. I figure it's, we can tolerate that a little bit because what's it called? I didn't quite get to the questions, answering the questions so promptly. And people want to know. People want to know, especially if they're hungry, bordering on hangry. I can understand wanting to know what's for dinner. Let's see, what else here have I missed? How old are you? I'm in my mid-30s. You like a cowboy? I mean, yeah, kind of. More of a... I don't know. I don't know what I would classify myself as. Cowboy's an interesting one, though. And I can kind of see that, given, Americans' reputations. But, actual definition of a cowboy, they're much tougher than I am. I mean, I would not be able to sit on a horse all day long and beat my backside more than it has in a long, long time. Do I gaming content? No, not really. I haven't actually sat down and broken out my gaming console since we moved here 10 years ago. And did I mention that my oldest is, 10 years old now? It kind of goes hand in hand, The kids come and life gets busy and you get wrapped up in other things and things like that just kind of tend to fall to the wayside. I might get back into it again. I don't know. I've never really been that good at it, but I always had fun. But yeah, maybe. We'll see. Probably wouldn't be something for this channel. Well, maybe I would. We'll see. Never know what the future will bring. Let's see, I think some gamer kids found your channel. Oh, that's fine, Phil. You guys know I got tougher skin than that. And I don't know how many of you guys have seen me moderate for other channels, but my band finger is itchy constantly. Nothing that I love more than banning a troll. You do it all day long. I mean, you gotta have your fun with them too, but yeah, I don't mind banning people. Let's see. Sounds like everyone pulls their weight and contributes. That's what matters. Yeah, Margaret, we try to. We try to, definitely. And, I gotta moderate that to their capabilities, quite a bit. And, more than that is my capability to supervise, inspect, and enforce correction. And some days I have more of a capacity to parent, and some days I have more of a capacity to just get it done myself. So it really just depends. Let's see. It's amazing how your priorities shift as a parent. Absolutely, Cliff. I mean, things just fall away. How does that passage go? Something to do with, as I've become a man, the things of a child fall away. Something like that. I don't know. I'm heavily paraphrasing, but I'm sure you guys know the reference that I'm getting at. Basically, when you come into adulthood, you have to leave behind the things that you were able to do as a child to a certain degree, and you need to take care of business. You need to have your castle in good working order and running smoothly before you can look too hard into recreation and things to kind of just waste time, for lack of a better term. And, if your house is running smoothly and you have everything going on and you've got, everything perfect, and, do you. And if not, well, I'm certainly not somebody to judge. We should stream playing N64 Mario Kart. Oh, Brandon, that'd be fun. Unfortunately, I don't have an N64 around. I think the oldest console I have in the house. Well, we have 2 consoles. No, we have more. 3, 4 consoles in the house. I think we have 2 Wiis. My wife and I both had one when we got together. And then I have my Xbox 360, if that tells you how old that is. Still in the box. Still in the original box. I have not broken it out in ages. And then we also have a PS3. Somewhere around. We mainly use that for watching Blu-rays. I think we might have done some Mario Kart with it or something like that back in the day, but you know, that's been a while. Let's see. Ban Hammer is strong with you, Evan. Absolutely, Brandon. You know me well. I always tend to ban people a little prematurely, but I mean, at the same time, when you see the same pattern happening over and over again, you know what's coming. You might as well get it over with early. You know, after you play around with them a little bit. I'm so much more mindful of how I spend my free time. Yeah, Cliff. Yeah. Absolutely. I completely get you. Let's see, Margaret. 100%. Always faster to do it yourself. Training the bear cub is always time consuming. Yeah, and intellectually I fully understand that I'm actually saving myself effort in the long run. But sometimes I just don't have that effort to give in the moment. So there are definitely a lot of times where the needs of the moment outweigh the benefits of the future. And I just try to tip that scale ever so slightly when I can. And it has an exponential effect to it. I mean, if I only have 5 minutes a week, I can spend, for example, 5 minutes a week teaching my kids how to do something for me. You know, it might not seem like a whole lot, but after a year of doing that, you know, that's what, 5 minutes, 260 minutes a year. That's like 4 hours a year, something like that. I don't know. Math on the fly. Normally I'm really good at, but right now, being sick and all, math is not my strong point. Well, thinking is not my strong point. I've always been good at math, but it is so true what they say. When you're streaming, math is just not a good idea. Let's see. I think I've banned that kid you banned on someone else's channel. When I checked his page, you look familiar. Yeah, Phil, I would not doubt that you recognize somebody's channel page like that, given your background. I can see your memory being very astute. Let's see. All right. What is next? Let's go Pyrex lids. I'm always running out of these things. Let's see. I have an old console collection from ColecoVision, Atom, and Atari, all the way up to PS4. Cool. Yeah, I actually don't think I've ever played on the Atari console. I think the oldest console I've ever... No, I have. But, man, that was when I was a little kid. See, the first console that we actually owned in the house was a PS1. The original one. It was a Christmas present from my parents. And we were playing Crash Bandicoot until the chickens came home. And we absolutely destroyed that game. Now I think I would just end up getting completely just dizzy and motion sick playing that game. There was another one, something about a purple dragon that went flying around collecting gems. That one, oh man, just thinking about that makes me kind of uneasy. Stringer brain is real, absolutely, Battle. Doesn't help when you got a little touch of the flu going on too, or whatever we're calling it these days. I'm just grateful that I'm coming out of it. And so far, only one other person in the house has picked it up, and he's already 3 days ahead of me. So I'm just grateful that I got it the worst out of the whole house, and I'm not having to nurse anybody else for the week that I've been nursing myself. Spyro, that was it, Matthew, correct. Greetings from Turkey. Hi, how are you? Also, another cool country. I'm not going to try to pronounce your name, although I would love to know how. Man, that reminds me. My wife and I were really into a Turkish TV show for a number of years. It was a really good one. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. More or less something to do with a young girl that was taken in by a relative, and it documented her growing up in their house and getting a chance to go into boarding school, and her love story with her cousin, which the family was all about, but it took a while for him to stop his philandering ways and actually commit to her. It was an amazing TV show. I think it was several seasons in. They just started recycling the plot lines too much. It was always another ex-girlfriend of his showing up to cause problems. And we kind of just stopped watching it so much. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed that show. Beautiful people, beautiful language, food, oh my goodness, and coffee. If you guys have never tried Turkish coffee, it is incredible. It took me a while to really get the knack of it, and I would not say that I've mastered it in the slightest, but if I had to choose one kind of coffee that I would drink the entire rest of my life, it would be Turkish coffee. Highly recommend it. Let's see. Catching the fourth quarter here. Hey-oh. Tony Baloney. Glad you could stop by, man. Appreciate it. Let's see. GTA 1 was on the PS1. I don't remember. I played one of the Grand Thefts briefly, but I don't remember which one. See, love story with the cousins. Yeah, Brandon, I mean, you gotta understand. It was a period piece. And in other parts of the world, it's still fairly normal. And even in the Western nations, you go back a few generations, that wasn't totally uncommon. So I try to take it at face value. I definitely would not have wanted to marry one of my cousins, but I'm not going to judge another culture for what they do, especially culture that has withstood the test of time. But still, it was a beautiful story. Very, very interesting. Let's see, gotta drop for work. Much love, all. God bless. Thanks, Battle. Enjoy the work. See, we complain about ads, but now we're watching a dude do dishes. I know, right, Tony? All right. But you know what? It's better than when we were watching just regular network television back in the day, where there were 3 to 5 minutes of ads for every 7 to 10 minutes worth of actual TV. I mean, we're spoiled these days. I mean, it's incredible. But yeah, no ads here today. Just me doing dishes. Let's see, I drink something similar. It's Armenian coffee. The only difference is the sugar. Yeah, with Turkish coffee, sugar is optional. It's just most people prefer it with the sugar, and it just takes it to a whole different level. But I've had it with and without. I enjoy both, about equally. If I had to choose one, I mean, I'd of course take it with the sugar, but I would drink it without just as often. Especially because, well, I'm sure you guys know I got a couple pounds to lose. So if I can exempt some sugar from a daily drink, I'm gonna do it. You know, the hardest part about Turkish coffee is finding a grinder that will actually grind fine enough for Turkish, but also not too fine. We ended up getting a Breville grinder. Stand by. Oh, and it's got 60 some settings. So I cranked it all the way down to setting number 1, thinking that would be perfect for Turkish. And I found that it was actually too fine, which is, you know, pretty incredible. Everywhere you hear about Turkish coffee, they say get it as fine as possible. But that's actually not the case. I think I have to have it on setting 5, and that turns out perfect for Turkish. The sludge is just the right consistency, no grit to it, and it's just wonderful. Let's see. My grandma married a distant cousin in the 70s. Her first husband died. Neither one wanted to be alone. Well past childbearing years. Yeah, Tony. I mean, when it comes down to companionship, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and there are certain advantages to actually being wed in the eyes of the state here in the U.S. So I can see the advantage of doing that. And, you know, a distant cousin, that's totally acceptable in my eyes. Especially if you didn't like grow up near each other. That's totally doable. Speaking of cousins, that reminds me, this guy I deployed with, Matt, what was his name? His name was Ryan. Let's just leave it at Ryan. He's from a certain part of the South where he was dating this girl for a while, apparently. And saw her at a family reunion. Come to find out, they were first cousins. They just had never met each other. If I remember correctly, they weren't dating after that, but I mean, you never know what happens. I mean, he was a very unique cookie, I have to admit. Probably one of the most unique people I've ever met. Yeah, me and him didn't get along super well. Then again, I didn't get along with a lot of people while I was deployed. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Well past. Yeah, I got you, Tony. See, ads used to be 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Then 3 to 5 now. That's what I remember, Phil. When I was a kid, I timed it. And on average, we were getting 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes. Depending on what station we were on. And that was way back. That's about the time my family moved. And then after that, I know that the commercial breaks definitely got longer. I mean, we were really suffering, you could say. And now, I mean, you go into the streaming services, and even the streaming services are bolstering their coffers with ads. I think Amazon just launched ads on a good portion of their catalog. And I'm sure that has something to do with different agreements with different media houses on royalties and whatnot. I mean, some are going to have a higher rate and different things, and not all is going to be covered under their standard streaming bundle. But still, it's getting kind of ridiculous. Let's see. And then there's places like Crunchyroll. You go and try to watch some of your favorite anime, and you're watching more commercials than you are actual anime. But that's when I lean on my IT background and find alternative methods to watch the things I want to watch. Those ancient tall brass grinders were great. Most Middle Eastern stores sell. Yeah, I haven't seen them. We've had a number of different grinders. We had, you know, one of those cheap, like, Krups ones for a while from TJ Maxx. We got one of the hand ones, hand crank style ones from Amazon, which is great in a pinch. It's just when you're trying to make coffee in the morning and you're dead tired, the last thing you want to do is grind for 5 minutes just to have a cup of coffee. So when we finally got a espresso machine, also from TJ Maxx, we invested in a decent, I would say, just a decent, mind you, coffee grinder. And it has been absolutely phenomenal. I can grind anything from Turkish to percolator, everything in between. And especially with espresso, it really makes a huge difference because you can tweak the grind to the beans. Because even like you go to Trader Joe's, you get their espresso roast. The different batches will have a slightly different roast to them, no matter how good the roaster is. And you'll have to adjust it slightly. And you can go in half increments. And man, it seriously makes all the difference having that kind of granularity in a grinder. I mean, if you're a coffee connoisseur, I would say that is your number one buy, is a good grinder, and then after that is a good scale. I still don't have a good any coffee scale, but that is something that is high on my list of things to get once I hit the lotto and have some cash to spare. And until then, I'll just keep winging it, and we'll get by. But once we have that, I don't think I'll ever be able to go back. Just being able to execute that kind of perfection on every single brew is going to be something special. I have to duck out and run some errands. Have a great day, everyone. Man, Wes, have a good day, man. Seriously. Go out and conquer. Alright, let's get this dried off and put away. Alright, let's see. I need a bowl here. Got some leftover minced garlic from breakfast, lunch it was, I think. Just scoop that up into a bowl, shove it into the fridge, and it'll be there when I need it next. And then I can get these cutting boards cleaned and put away. Alright, yeah, let's start with this big one here. Can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Wes, actually. Forgot to mention it before he left. He had asked for egg fried rice, and although I do not have all the ingredients in the house, I actually got that made and filmed, and I'm gonna have that edited and published here in a couple days. So I wanted to make sure to tell him. I'm pretty sure he was the one that requested that, but I could be wrong. So, and that's one of those dishes, even if you don't have all of the quote-unquote proper ingredients, you can really make it with anything. It's a dish of the common people, and the common people rarely have all the perfect ingredients around. And so really, the more you're able to improvise and still have it turn out well, I find the more authentic that it is. See, I was given a Starbucks barista grinder in 2004. Nice heavy-duty one. Grinds enough for a standard pot per grind. Man, Tony, that is a find. Oh, that's really cool. Alright, let's get the rest of these cutting boards. Yeah, that big one I can't fit down on the bottom here, so I have to wash it solo. Now we can get the rest of these put in here. Let's see. I used to get fresh beans, roast them, and then grind them. Place closed down, and I have not looked for another one. Well, for another source. Yeah, Phil, that is one thing that we have not tried yet, is freshly roasted beans. There's a few local roasters. We've tried a little bit of their stuff. And, you know, it's better than the normal stuff that you'd get at like Costco or Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or something like that. Quite fresh, but from what I have heard about fresh beans, they were not even close. So that is something that I am definitely looking forward to being able to do. I've heard of a few people in the network that have a roastery set up, and so I'll likely patron one of them and give you guys my feedback. Let's see, flavor is beyond belief. Yeah, Phil, that's what I keep hearing. It's something I want to try, but you know, that's a luxury I'm gonna have to forego for a little bit longer. But man, once we get there, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go back. And trying to roast my own has always been something that I've wanted to try, but I don't know, one hobby at a time. Right now, I'm trying to make a go with this YouTube thing, and once I have a handle on that, maybe I'll be able to indulge in a few other hobbies, and then I can share it with you guys. We've got to make this YouTube thing profitable first, so maybe once that becomes a reality, some more of those hobbies will as well. Man, that'd be fun. I'd like to roast some beans in an iron skillet over the fire. Oh man, Tony, you're speaking my language. My brother-in-law uses an old popcorn popper to roast beans. Interesting. You're talking about one of those little pan deals that has a crank and a lid on it? Yeah, I don't have one of those. You know what? I will show you guys. This is what I typically use to make my popcorn. I use one of these big old saucepans. Works wonderfully. That'll have to be another video that I'll have to do. I've got some popcorn aging over here, and I've got to use it before it's so stale that nobody will eat it. No, a plug-in one. Air pop. Interesting, Tony. Interesting. Sounds like you would have quite a good amount of control with that. Unless it's one of the ones that I'm thinking of, like my parents used, where you drop the kernels down into it, it heats up and then pops and comes out a chute. But I doubt that's what you're talking about. Man, I haven't even thought about that thing in ages. That was our favorite thing to do when we were kids. Sit there and pop the popcorn. It melted the butter right in the little tray. It was never enough butter, but man, we enjoyed it. Nowadays, when I make popcorn, I melt a lot of butter, and then I have a herb mixture I throw in there with some Parmesan and Romano. Oh man, it is to die for. I always make it about the beginning of a movie or an event that we're watching on the TV, and it never lasts more than 5 minutes before it's gone, and I'm off making a second round. Definitely a crowd favorite until it comes time to head to the bathroom the next day. That corn does not digest very well. Speaking of corn, oh, that was hilarious. My daughter, when she was about 1, had her first try of hush puppies when we were in Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg, and we were out at a restaurant, and it was all you could eat hush puppies along with the meal, and she ate so many of those, she had the hardest time pooping for several days. That poor little child, she was just crying and crying and crying. Yeah, taught us and her a lesson about the digestion tract of a child. I had no idea it would constipate her that much. But to this day, she loves them hush puppies. Let's see. Do you like pickles? It's for a school project. Mr. Himdim, yes, love pickles. Made quite a bit of pickles. One of my favorite pickles is actually pickled eggs. It's absolutely delicious. You should try it. But yeah, pretty much you can pickle almost anything, and it's just wonderful. The last time we did pickled eggs, we did. It was. I'm not gonna say. Oh yeah, it was Indian inspired seasonings that we put in there. The main thing I remember was turmeric because of the color. But there was a whole pile of spices that we put in every one of those jars. With a bunch of garlic and all sorts of other stuff. It was absolutely wonderful. It lasted for months and months and months. That was my favorite snack that whole summer. Yeah, we had to get really creative with preserving our eggs because that winter our chickens were producing 24 eggs a day, and you can only eat so many eggs. So we actually pickled 20 eggs, easily 20 eggs. And they lasted throughout the entire summer and into the fall. And they were just absolutely gobbled up. When I was out landscaping, I would just take a whole pint jar of them every day and just gobble them down. Great pick-me-up. See, most coffee in America is over-roasted to cover up a nasty flavor. Many companies are more worried about making an extra penny than a customer good quality. Yeah, Phil, I would have to agree with that. Most of the companies in America don't do that great. I'm definitely going to be looking for a smaller brewer when I come into trying a fresh roast. Let's see. Just catching up here. I mean, come on, Phil, calm down a little bit. I know old habits die hard, but let's at least give them a chance, just a little chance. Cliff, pickled deer heart. That's interesting. If you have a recipe, you'll have to send it to me. I have got a bag full of beef heart in the freezer. And if that is as good as you say, I'll have to try that out with that beef heart and see what it's like. That actually sounds pretty good. I've been trying to figure out a way to use all of that heart. I've got quite a bit of tongue out there too. We got in good with the butcher when we were picking up our last half a steer, and they're like, they offered it up to us, and I wasn't gonna refuse free meat. Let's see, it's hard. Wow, is that rubber on the sink? Oh, yes. It is a silicone rubber mat. It came with the sink. I found it to be a wonderful thing. Makes it a whole lot quieter, and I can drop a cup in here and not worry about breaking it. So I've made sure to keep it in there, and I'm convinced that it has saved me from having to throw away even more cups than what I normally have to toss out. Oh, hi Paige, how are you? Where are you from? What brought you here? How's your Monday doing? We're just hanging out, doing some adult stuff. Yeah, Raul, I would highly recommend it. This one's by Kohler. Like I said, it came with the sink. But yeah, I highly recommend it. And you know, you just spray it off, and it stays pretty clean. Every once in a while, when I feel like it needs a deeper clean, I'll scrub it down a little bit, but that is not something I've needed to do very much at all. Oh, you know what? Our first load of dishwasher has completed. So I'm going to open this up, let these dry, and then I will be able to put those away. That's open a little too far. I don't want to break it. There we go. See, your stream is very chill, by the way. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know, I'm trying here. Background music is a new thing today. But so far, I'm really liking how it's turned out. Found some royalty-free lo-fi out there on the YouTubes. So I've got it playing over there, feeding into the second audio input on these wireless mics. And I'm definitely pleased with how it's working out. Definitely something that's been lacking from the last couple of streams. Huge fan of pickled spiced garlic. Tony, is that spiced? Yeah, spicy garlic. Yeah, pickled spicy garlic is amazing. My only other thing that I like to do with garlic more is actually ferment it in honey. And man, when you get a cold coming, some of that, it will set you up right. The amount of holistic healing properties in fermented garlic, especially honey fermented garlic, it's incredible. Basically makes a honey-based tincture, and it is incredibly potent and flavorful. And by the time it's done fermenting and tincturing, there's very little of the spice left, so even the kids like it. It's quite incredible. Let's see. Hallelujah 7. We all have our sins and problems and fall short of the glory of God. But thanks be to God, we're not saved by works, but it is 100% by trusting in Jesus as Savior and His finished work on the cross. Amen. Amen. No contesting that here. Let's see. Sounds great. Yeah, Tony, it's really good stuff. Thumbs up to the lo-fi soundtrack. Absolutely, Margaret. I am really, really enjoying it. I was browsing through trying to find one this morning because I knew I'd be doing this. And as soon as I found this one, it was just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, my spicy garlic does wonders for a cold. Yeah, Tony, I bet. I bet. No doubt whatsoever. I've actually got some fermented garlic here. Still, from last winter. I'll show you guys real quick. And with all the antimicrobial properties of the honey and the garlic. I mean, look at that right there. Let me see if I can get you guys a better look at that. You guys see that okay? Yeah, it has just sat in this jar and been absolutely fine. Oh, that smells great. For almost 2 years now. So it's an incredible substance. All right, let's get these dishes put away so we can start afresh. All right. Let's start with the glass and the bowls here. Try to get everything all at once that goes to the same place, so I'm not having to make too many trips back and forth. Goes down. There's nothing like nice, warm, clean dishes. I guess the only thing that's better is putting on warm clothes straight out of the dryer. Man, there's fewer pleasures in this world. They're greater than that, let me tell you what. odds and ends. Alright, then we just got the plates. Oh, those are about to fall over. I got stacked a little too high. Alright. Check in and see how you guys are doing over here. Okay. Oh, Jesus. You know, another reason I can only manage to do this every couple of days is my back is done for about those 2-3 days. So it kind of goes in cycles. Get all the dishes done, and then my back hurts so much I can't do dishes for a few days. And by the time that I'm up for it again, I got a whole nice big pile waiting for me. Kind of fun how that works. All right, and one more load of plates. Okay. All right, y'all, you're gonna have to entertain yourself for just a moment. Nature calls. I'll be right back. Alrighty then, let's finish off this morning's coffee. Yeah, it's only 2 p.m. I'll be alright. Alright. Let's just wash so I can go back upstairs. All right, let's see. What do we got here next? I've got some more bowls. What else can we throw in there? That pot can go in there. Lid. One last spoon. Gotta get some of this stuff soaking or else I'm never gonna get it out. Alrighty then. Oh, we got some oil left in here. Let's dump that in the compost. Try to avoid that going down the sink as much as we can. Alright. There we go. Alright. Yeah, my little one decided that the oven was the best place for her leftovers. She even wrapped up the spoon and everything. But little does she know that the oven is not impervious from mice. So she found a nice little hole in the top of her leftovers. So I quickly absconded with that. And she learned a lesson today. Sneaky little boogers. Figure with all the cats I've got running around this area, we wouldn't have quite so many mice, but it's a constant. I guess it's part of living out here, out of town a little bit. Let's see, fill that up while I collect a few more things. Alright, we're actually chugging along here. Getting quite a bit more done than I thought I would. Gonna have a nice blank, stinking mice, there we go. Yeah, words. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? I mean, I've tried all sorts of traps and everything, but the best thing that I've found for them is just a cat. Alright. Right now, I'm actually playing around with those bucket traps, but I think the garage this time of year is not the best place for it, given how cold it is in there. I don't think there's too many mice hanging around in there. Although I hopped over my attic stairs to take a look at the furnace this morning and found a dead mouse right there on the stairs. So maybe I'll have to stick that one of those buckets up there, see what I can entrap up in the attic. I know we hear them quite often fooling around in the ceiling, so I figured they must like it up there. Nobody goes up there and messes with them. No cats up in the attic. Nice and warm, so that might be a great spot. Luckily it was a 2-pack, and so I'll just have to find another bucket that doesn't have any holes in it. And say bon voyage to the micey. I'm certainly no fan of them. Oh, there we go. Got that done. Be sure they are not chewing on the furnace wires. Definitely, Phil. Got to keep them out of there. It seems like they have plenty of other things to be chewing on. Luckily, they haven't gotten into the wires yet that I know of. And you know, these furnaces, they've been limping along. I mean, when we moved in here, the upstairs one needed to be replaced. I mean, it was kind of old, but now it has to be replaced. This downstairs one does okay. But, I mean, if we can replace them both with a high efficiency option and get a deal on it, I'm definitely going to go that route. It's just, that's a big pill to swallow, and I'm not exactly made of money right now. Then again, we did ask for the highest efficiency options. Long drive for me to come fix the furnace. Yeah, Phil. Luckily, I'm pretty handy. I can open it up and see at least what the lights read and check the error code, and I've been able to fix things. You know, find things that are kinked off or a screw that came loose on the blower fan, things like that, and I've been able to fix that over the years. Installed the UV filters, things like that, cleaned out the A coils. You know, little things like that I've been able to do. But yeah, it's seriously no what's the word I'm looking for? Why are words so hard right now? It doesn't come close to having an actual, like, professional come out and take a look at it, especially with all that experience. I'm just looking and trying to make sure the things that are connected, the things that are moving, and vice versa. Let's see. My uncle used to use them because of the cold climate. He'd use antifreeze instead of water in the bucket. You know what? That is not a bad idea, Tony. Especially with that nice sweet smell. I'm sure that would attract them nicely. And especially if I just keep it in there and I don't try to reuse the antifreeze after or dispose of it. You know, that wouldn't be a bad thing to have around. Just need to make sure it is far away from children or any cats that might try to eat those mice. Let's see, warm attic. Does it freeze? Got to be careful with high efficiency furnaces in the attic, lots of moisture running around them. No, Phil, our attic is pretty warm. They put some rigid insulation up in there in an effort to increase the efficiency of the house. Didn't really increase the efficiency of the house, but the attic is actually nice and warm. Monish, am I in my van? No, I am not in my van. I don't even have a van, actually. Oh man, do we have our first or second legit troll here? See, have you found a real-life T-Rex yet? Monish, actually, I have. I have found a real-life T-Rex. I generally carry it around with me in my pants. I've actually got a couple of T-Rexes around. Hello, greetings. I have no idea what that is. I don't speak the, oh, what's the proper term for it? Cyrillic languages? Is that what it is? The Slavic languages? But yeah, greetings. How are you? Where are you from? Let's see. What part of India are you from? The real one is in the Congo. Interesting. Katagabar? Oh, cool. Never heard of it. I'm sure it's a cool place. From Russia. Well, hello. How are you? I actually worked with a bunch of Russians for a while. They were out of Nizhny Novgorod. I don't know. I can never remember how to pronounce it. We always just abbreviated it to Nizhny. Great group of guys. The company was so-so, but the guys were great. All right, Monish. Have a good one. Oh. But yeah, how are things over there in Russia these days? You hear all sorts of things on the news, but we all know none of that's to be trusted. Ah, there we go. Let's see. Did these soak long enough? Yeah, that did. Uh-oh, sounds like a cat fight outside. Those cats sure do get frisky this time of day. It's over with already. Cool. Go. Alright, let's see what is next. I'm about to have to move on to cups. You know, I got another big old bowl over here. No, that's got compost in it. Oh, let's see. Milk jar. Bobcats or kitty cats? Well, bobcat would be interesting. But no, just kitty cats. We're on the outskirts of city limits, and there's a shelter nearby, so there are always tons of cats coming through, just kind of transient. Occasionally one creeps up here near the house, and we got a cat outside that doesn't much like that. Cougars? Yeah, same thing. See, why are you so attracted to children? You have a small dick. Well, I like my kids. I wouldn't say attracted to them, you know. Some days, you know, you can take them or leave them. It just depends on the day. And as for a small dick, you know, my wife would disagree. We get those two at certain bars. Yeah, Phil, you got to watch out for them. The cougars aren't so bad, especially now that I'm a little bit older, but you want to watch out for those saber-tooths. They're real feisty. Oh man, Phil, I was having fun with that one. I hate juice. Oh yeah, well, he can go create another account and try again. And I know it's a he because, you know, if it was a woman actually coming over here to troll, you know she'd be much more vicious. King Swagger. Yeah. I'm getting there. I need to find a gym that's not insanely expensive, but actually has enough equipment to actually make it worth it. So yeah, that's been on my mind lately. So, you know, thanks for the confirmation. I'll spend a little more time, see what I can find. Appreciate you. Where am I from? I am in western Missouri. How about you? Where do you spend your time? Where is it that you call home? You know, generally, I don't need your address or anything. Alright, gents, it looks like we're getting pretty close to cups. Let's just do one more check here. Alright, straw, pot, knife. Alright. Cali. Man. So, like I said, where are you from? You and I both know Cali is a huge place. I'm actually originally from Clovis, not Fresno. I'd normally just say Fresno because nobody knows where Clovis is. But more people actually tend to know where Fresno is, roughly, or they can find it on a map easier. But yeah, I was born and raised around about Clovis. Left when I was 20 or so. Been back once or twice, but never moved back. And you know, these days, I'm very glad that I didn't go back. Not the mecca of the U.S. that it used to be. Yeah, Phil, I know. I'm just having fun with them. I actually didn't see that last message. Let's see what he said. Are you proud? Oh, I mean, as proud as any other man, I guess. Was his last message was, "Are you proud?" before he got banned. I guess it depends on the definition of proud you're going for. But yeah, more than some, less than most, I guess you could say. Life and Lord my God has humbled me quite a bit, especially over the last 5 years. I made a bargain with him while I was sitting in a jail cell about 12 years ago, and I wasn't quite holding up to my end of that bargain, and wouldn't you know, he's holding me to it now. But you know what, I cannot complain with the life that he has given me. I mean, I could, but I mean, nobody would care, nobody would listen. And at the end of the day, anything I'm complaining about is stuff that is entirely within my control. Or stuff that I've done to myself, so it's not really worthy of complaining. Trump 2024 or not, honestly, I don't think it makes a difference. The entertainment value alone would be hilarious. Although I know that my money went further when he was in office. My taxes weren't really lower. I mean, I don't pay taxes. Well, let me correct that. I don't need to pay taxes. I'm not required to. so that's not really a factor. But my money went further when he was in office, and while I was operating my business, that was a whole lot easier too. So, I don't know. I doubt things would go back to the way that they used to be, but man, it was entertaining as hell with him in the White House. I will say that for Orange Man. Let's see, let's get these straws taken care of. Customers keep interrupting the live stream. Rude? Much? How dare they? They should know better. They definitely need to check the YouTube feeds before they start calling in, wanting things. You think they'd be a little bit more considerate, but you know, given that they're probably mostly Americans, we all know how considerate the quote-unquote American populace is. Let's see, get these all nice and clean. Let's get that in there. All right. Let's see, right. Evan live equals don't call. I mean, there are rules, right, Phil? I mean, this is the closest we get to a daily live stream for a while, so we got to set some boundaries with these people. All right. I know I'm running these through the dishwasher anyways, but I'm going to try to get them as clean as I can. Let's see, what else do I have over here? Let's see, I got another Stein here. Yeah. Especially these little crevasses down here, you just got to get in there and scrub them. The dishwasher's not going to do it on its own. You know what? Let's just rinse these off here. Bruh. What up, dog? Am I single? No, definitely not. Currently alone? No, not even that. So, hitting the walking trails. Have fun, Tony. We'll go chill. And you keep walking around, no wonder you're tired. But yeah, Mr. King Swagger, what leads you down that line of questioning? Expound upon it a little bit more, and I might have some more to pontificate about. All right. Seems to be let your girl doing dishes. Well, I mean, first you could let yourself spell check before you send. But yeah, my wife, she did her fair share of dishes. And she's not in a position to be able to do stuff like this currently. You know, she's in the middle of recovery right now. And yeah, she's offered a couple times, but I mean that would set her back for a couple of days having to do dishes. So it's up to me, the dad, the husband, man of the house, to do what's necessary. So here I am, doing dishes. And it's not that bad. Yeah, we're not all able to live that perfect life. And, you know, even when she does recover, we likely won't adjust, you know, too much. She'll be doing other things. So, yeah, we'll see. Never know what the future may hold. Likely by the time she's able to, the kids will be able to take care of that more. All right. Let's see. Let's go another round here. All right. We're definitely whittling down on things. Message retracted. Oh, come on. Don't be a wuss. If you ask the question, let it stand. This has got to be one of the few insulated containers that I have not busted the bottom on yet. Mostly because we just don't use it that much. Kid, yeah, I got a pair of them. They're running around. They're not quite old enough to be doing, you know, this level of dishes. You know, I taught them how, and they're able to do, you know, most of it. But I generally have them doing other chores in the house. And then, thank you. And then I handle this. Seems to work out pretty all right. So they do their stuff. I do this. I get a chance to hang out with y'all, and it works. So for the time being, this is what we're doing. Besides doing dishes, gives him the time to talk about life with all of us. Exactly. You know, lets me hit that extrovert itch. And keeps me sane throughout the rest of the 34 days until I have another pile of dishes to do. And, you know, as my wife will attest, I can talk for a while. I mean, if you were here in the house, you probably wouldn't know it. I probably wouldn't be talking that much unless you asked me my thoughts on a thing, and then I would talk your ear off. But yeah, I've been known to jabber. See, it's not about doing dishes. It's the talking we're all here for. Exactly. See, Phil gets it. Phil gets it. You all need to take some lessons. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Into the dishwasher it goes. All right. Yeah. Alright, let's get this bottle brush out of here without breaking anything. Alright. Can you turn off that music? I mean, I can, but I don't want to. I like the music. So, I mean, if you don't like it, you're welcome to find something else to watch. I mean, no hard feelings. Kind of digging the lo-fi, actually. Get this nice and clean, and it'll be ready for my next fermenting project. I believe this one had some rice wine in there that we let turn to vinegar, and it's been absolutely handy to have around. Oh, another little shot glass. All right, let's get this sink sprayed down and filled up, and I will start blasting through some of these cups. Music's not for you, silly, it's for Evan. I appreciate you there, Matthew. To be entirely honest, I can barely hear it, because if it's loud enough for me to hear, then I hear myself too much, and I have to concentrate on what I'm saying and hearing at the same time. So I actually have it turned down so low that I can only tell that it's on. I can't really actually hear it. So music is entirely for you guys. Mainly for when I need to step away for a moment. You guys have something to listen to, and I find that it adds to things just enough, you know, kind of rounds things out. It makes you sleepy? Well, I mean, like I said, go hit the gym. That'll make you less sleepy. Alright, let's check on my battery level here. Alright, we're still doing alright. Plug that up. It's filling up. I don't know what that is, but I do not want it in the sink. I can go to the compost. Let's get all these things in here so they can start soaking. Alright, oh, this one needs to get chucked. Old pickle jar, actually. Speaking of pickles. Alright. Grab the rest of these cups. Man, with all these shot glasses out here needing to be cleaned, you would think that I was drinking 24/7. I did not know where they were all coming from. Get this water bottle clean. Wasting too much water? You know, being from California myself, I thought that too until I saw the water bill. Me doing dishes this way actually saves quite a bit of water. I've done the month-to-month comparisons, and it's actually more efficient this way. Alright. But yeah, you should go out and experience what the rest of the world and country is like. I find that California, much like New York City, is kind of a microcosm in and of itself. People there think that they are the center of the universe and know the absolute right way for the world to operate. Kind of like an American condition, I guess you could say. But you go outside of that little microcosm and you learn that things are actually quite a bit different in reality. So, I mean, get out there and try something different, man. I mean, this water right here, this isn't even 5 gallons. Okay. And if you notice, while I have it running, I'm still washing things. So, yeah, this is definitely much more efficient because I'm using the water at least 2 to 3 times before I let it run down the drain. And when it does run down the drain, it's cleaning out my pipes at the same time, flushing everything down. So it saves on having to have the plumber come out and clean it out, or me having to get in there and clean it out. So, yeah, far more efficient in reality. These wine glasses taken care of here. Entertain us, bruh. Well, Mr. Swagger, how about you provide some input and it'll make it a little easier on me? You know, I've already been going at this for 2 hours, yapping my jaws non-stop. So, how about you provide a little bit of input, and then I might have some more source material to entertain you. You know, unless you want that just served up to you on a silver platter as well. I mean, I could easily just invite you to no longer contribute, I mean, if you prefer. Doesn't really matter to me. We're getting into a little bit of a spicy stream here. Alright. Alright, this one's not going in the dishwasher because it's got nice thin walls on it. And dishwasher, believe it or not, can break these. And these pint glasses are not easy to come by. So a quick towel dry, and right into the cabinet it goes. Do something entertaining. Well, you know, in case you haven't noticed, I am doing something entertaining. I'm entertaining myself. And, you know, a dozen other people at the same time. So I'd say that's not too shabby. If I do say so myself. I mean, if you're bored, that sounds like a you problem. I mean, I don't know how many times I've told my kids that, and they've stopped complaining about being bored for the most part. So if they've learned that, and they're only 8 and 10, I mean, if you came here for Dad to instruct you, well, I mean, you came to the right place. Let's see, Phil, what'd you say here? You want him to tap dance? Well, I guarantee you nobody wants that. I am not known for my interpretive dance skills. Well, you know, King Swagger, you know, if your wallet speaks, then we could come to an arrangement. But you gotta have some deep pockets. Any of you guys football fans out there? If all the gunshots that I was hearing yesterday says anything, I think it means that the Chiefs are headed to the Super Bowl again this year. I know I saw the first, third of the Chiefs-Ravens game yesterday, and the Chiefs looked hungry for it. Have I been to Cali? King Swagger, I think we covered this. I'm from Cali, originally. So, yes, I have been to Cali. What you got there, Missy? Some chili flakes. Probably not. Okay. More chili flakes. Off, Izzy. Off you go. Stop digging through things. Okay. Trash, please. This one's also not going in the dishwasher. I do not want to ruin the finish on one of the wife's favorite cups. dry this off and put it all the way up in the top, tippy topmost cabinet. There we go. Finish drying in there. Yeah, it looks like I need a little bit of power over here. Let's plug you in. That's not the right way to do it. Well, you know, like I said, if your pockets are deep enough, you can tell me to do almost anything you want. No guarantee I'll listen. Or do it your way. Oh no, yeah, I'll listen. Not gonna do it your way, but no guarantees on that. But yeah. I think your pockets are a little bit shallow, given that this is what you're choosing to do with your day. Find people with more resources are a little bit more contributory, I believe would be the word that I would choose. Alright, there we go. Getting to the bottom of these shot glasses. I think the kids have been playing with these. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're actually closing in on being done here. Got a couple more pots that I'll throw in here to soak while we got the sink full of water. And we'll be pretty much close to getting it handled. See, Andrei Pukarov is a special assembly technology that is only available in my drawings. Interesting, Alexander. Or are you Pavel? Shumalev. Huh. That name sounds extremely familiar. I mentioned a little while ago that I worked with a group of Russians for a while, and Ukrainians actually. So, his name is not unfamiliar to me. Although I'm not exactly sure how that adds to what we're doing here. Let's see here. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a bot, but, you know, it's something for me to interact with. Let's see, have you guys ever tried these copper pots and pans? I've found that they are quite nice, actually. Kind of a pain, especially when the tin starts wearing away. But shy of that, great. And I actually found this one here. It's actually stainless steel instead of tin with a copper jacket around it. It definitely performs where the traditional copper and tin one starts to lack. You can see there that tin is actually being eaten away. Just with regular use, it just needs to be re-tinned. Project for another day. Get that cleaned out. I find these Scotch-Brite pads, once they get worn out, they're absolutely perfect for cleaning these tin pots. There we go. Yeah, child. It's winter time. Leave them alone. Okay? Let's go ahead and pop this out. One must have had the courage to go against the current. Yeah. Let's see, where is my strainer go? There we go. Let that sink down in there. Yeah, Phil, I think you're right. Go against the grain a little bit. Challenge the norms, the status quo. Find out if your convictions are actually valid. And stand up to scrutiny. Alright, while those are soaking, let's get these cast irons cleaned off. Get that nice hot water running here again. There we go. And seriously, cast iron is the easiest thing ever. Throw it off on the stove. We are about done, ladies and gents. Got these last two pots to go, and then I'm going to call it a day. Alright. Yeah, I will take care of that. Had a special request on a water bottle clean here from one of my kids. So that will be the last thing that we do together today. Alright. This is actually being a little bit stubborn. So let's just very lightly go in there. Clean that off. Doesn't take much. Make sure the mic doesn't fall off here. There we go. Well, to all you lurking in the background, Feds, hello. I fully support the ATF and all of its regulations. IRS, FBI, CIA, you're all my friends. If you need anything, just ask. I'll be more than happy to cooperate. And if you are indeed not Feds, feel free to contribute some. You know, interact with the last few minutes here. Kind of chit chat. If you don't mind. Alright. Let that hot water just clean out my pipes. And then we will clean off this sink and be done. Go. My cast iron here is about ready. So let's get her oiled up and put away. Alright, that shut off. Okay. Well, y'all, thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll catch you next time when the sink and counters fill up. Have a good one.